Hey, how we doing, guys?
Welcome back, everyone.
We are in the middle of binge week. This is the last episode for our New Girl binge.
Yep, we are at the end of binge week.
Yeah, I said middle of binge week. Yeah,
It's okay.
end of binge week. But yeah, we just watched the last episode, which we were just about in tears, laughing.
I think objectively or subjectively, that is the funniest episode that I've seen of the show so far.
Yeah, me too.
I laughed until I had a headache. Honestly.
Well, we did. So this is the third show we're doing for today. We have one more, but they're all comedies too.
Right.
My face hurts.
Yeah.
My face hurts right now, man. We laughed so hard at Winston's monologue.
It was such a great Winston show. I'm so glad that we got Winston where Winston just took an episode over.
He kind of crapped on everybody. And everybody else was funny too. Like,
yeah, he was like a Deus Ex Machina, right? Everything's pure chaos, and he just walks in and shuts everybody down and ends the whole thing. It was really nice. Yeah,
because that scene was so chaotic. I was like,
it was like uncomfortably out of control before he walked in and just ended it.
Burned the house down.
And it was so great. He was. I'm glad that the show has finally found his voice, really, in terms of the writing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he fits in well.
Completely.
He's one of the best of the group because in many ways he is the straight man of the group, you know?
He has been for sure.
Yeah, like I don't want to say he's the leader kind of.
Yeah. I think he's the one that
because Nick is lost.
I think he's the cool one of the four, so I think they all kind of look to him to be the reasonable one, even when he's not reasonable. Because it's a facade, but he's definitely the coolest one of the four.
Nick's like the
schlub,
the sad Han Solo,
right? Yeah, really, yeah.
And I don't even know what Schmidt is. Schmidt's Schmidt. He's in a category.
Yeah, he really is.
But he's domesticated now, man. Him and Cece, like they're. Yeah. We said a few moments ago that they're basically dating, but they're not. It's weird. Like they are like exclusive.
I think they're headed that way. And we've all been in those relationships where it starts like we're kind of dating, but at what point do you say we're exclusive? You're my girlfriend, you're my boyfriend, whatever. They get there somehow, you know.
I had a longtime ex or a longtime girlfriend, who's now my ex, and we dated for a while before we were like, wait, are we boyfriend and girlfriend? It's like months, and she's like, "Oh, I just gotta simply work." You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, that's a fairly normal thing. What makes theirs different is theirs started off as purely physical, where they said, "By the way, there is and will not be any emotional connection here," and that's obviously not been able to hold up. And I'm glad, and I think the show's better for it.
I do too. I think it's a more adult version.
Right.
Of that,
right.
Like it's not Friends.
Mm-hmm.
I do like Friends. I'm just saying
it's different.
It's
for sure.
more juvenile, but at the same time more mature.
Right. Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That makes any sense at all.
It really does. Yeah. Because let's face it, we saw it more with Jess and Nick in the last episode than anyone else. We're talking about four characters who live together who are, on a lot of ways, ostensibly children still.
Really
like there's definitely there's definitely some Arrested Development going on here with all of them. I mean, Jess was pouty about. Like, friends don't keep secrets. I'm like, you're 30. Friends keep secrets, you know? Those friends always keep secrets.
This is a big secrets day. We did the Marvelous Miss Maisel,
which was another secrets was the point of the episode too. That's a good catch.
Yeah, that's kind of weird how this kind of works out for us sometimes. We get a bunch of shows in one day and they all kind of thematically match.
It happens a lot.
It does. But we're gonna get rolling this episode, guys. Like I said, last episode of Binge Week, so we are now 4 ahead over on Patreon.
Yeah.
If you're watching this on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel.
Hello.
If you don't mind hitting the like button for us, please hit the like button. Leave us a comment down below, and if you don't mind hitting the subscribe button so you can stay up to date, hit that button. We'll have some content coming your way.
Absolutely. If you'd like to see the full reaction to this and everything else we've watched or are currently watching, please check out the link in the description below to our Patreon page. As Joe mentioned, we're finishing up Binge Week here. We did 4 this week instead of 1 to get ahead as a thank you to our Patreon subscribers. So if you want to jump in and watch the next several episodes, they're already over there for you YouTube viewers over there on Patreon. Just ready to go.
We're good to go.
I mean, I got to tell you, I'm really
happy.
Happy. It's like the complete opposite of my marriage.
I think the opposite of your marriage. Well, I had to go to my home for a bit.
No, come on. Come on, stay with me.
I think this is where the trouble in paradise is that idea of the other side of the tracks.
Did you not hear me say I'm wearing your underwear?
Right,
Change.
Yeah.
Wash my clothes.
Come on, Joe Napoli's the worst, man.
What? Man, that is blasphemous. He's the king of sports radio, man. I got an interview with him today.
Hey, guys. I have so much to tell you. I spent the whole week with rich people. I finally tried port.
Were you gone last week? Is that why you was so...
Tell me everything. How's it going?
Where are you?
It's Schmidt. Where are you?
Right here. Wow. I am not used to this yet.
Kind of doing everything on his terms and living in his beautiful, fancy house.
I'm not really living there.
Has he ever spent a night here?
I bet Russell's going to hate it. I would.
I don't know. He's adaptable, right? I mean, maybe.
He is, but I mean, it's a garbage house with 3 roommates, and he has a mansion.
Yeah.
You know.
Russell's such a visionary. Would it be okay if I took him through my idea notebook?
Nope, not at
Maybe I
all.
won't take him through the whole notebook.
Or how about none of
But I
it?
have one that I'm really excited about called Relapse.
Nick, relapse is my idea.
Relapse is not your idea.
Yeah, sure, you might have
Someone's
birthed
saying
the idea,
relapse.
but
I
I
know
midwifed
relapse.
it, and I
Yeah.
midwifed the crap out of it.
Guys.
It was a messy birth.
Guys,
What? Stop
I
saying
know you
you're
can
the
do
kid.
this.
You know I'm not going to be here forever, right?
I know about death, Winston. I know there's no farm where dogs and grandpas. Maybe we should get to work on your resume because yours is terrible. It's 2012, Winston. Typing is not a special skill.
If you're as bad an assistant as you were point guard, I'll eat you. You know, I know you, Winston Bishop, okay? Subpar collegiate career. Went to Latvia.
Welcome to the team, Winston.
Oh,
Hope Joel hasn't been too tough
They
on you.
got Kareem?
Duel Jabbar.
Yeah, well, welcome aboard. You can start today. I want to talk to Kareem about a segment on the show.
I want to talk to you about the jackets. You said we were going to get Joe jackets.
It's like, get me out of your help. Yeah.
Do you like cheeses, Russell?
Nick,
It's for Russell.
Oh my God, this is so awkward.
So I told you and Jess to go get some sushi at Asakune, but I hear you Harry carried that one.
Oh, I know the chef in the mood.
Oh, Namuda? Maybe my first sushi.
Nick, don't eat his noodles.
Yeah, but we're bowl brothers now.
No, you're not.
Come on,
guys.
these guys are so weird. They are
Punch him in his rich old white dude face. Not you.
I want 6 shakes in my fridge at all times, ready to go. And I want it Beyonce colored. Not darker, not lighter. Beyonce! Clean your damn desk!
You did nothing, my man. Don't blame yourself.
this thing again.
Fight back a little bit, Russ.
Hey, who wants to play True American?
I'm in. That sounds like a great idea.
And it starts with a shotgun tip-off, okay?
Oh, that I can do.
I need to Google the rules for this because I'm I would doing this. It's a drinking game. One of the players would have slid out from under me in about 3 seconds. Okay, so he's got the rules down, yeah. He's doing better than me.
Ooh, Cece.
I'm gonna go get in your bed.
Yeah, I'm out.
Shred, no! No! Is it? This means we win?
Yes, we
You were giving me advice on my boss because you are also a rich white man. And that's okay.
Hell yeah! Your testicles, dip them in, wring them out, dip it again, and give them the shake. That's how you
That's a terrible idea.
do it. Just, no, hang on.
Is
It's like a guy
Jess
thing
the only
territory.
sober one
You know,
there?
just-
Russell, let's go to sleep.
No, I'll be in a second. I want to hear your idea. Whoa.
He's having a good time.
He's having a good time.
Good time.
This is all her idea. Everything he's doing,
I
she
know.
wanted him to do.
Now, shushing her is a little alright.
Yeah, but
you
he's
know.
also 3 sheets to the wind. Yeah.
You got him drunk playing
Right.
for American. Your absurd game.
He's not being like aggressive or abusive. Yeah.
Jess, this room is not a place of comforting, okay? This is Darwin's jungle, where open-minded people do
God.
weird.
I think he likes that we're peaceful.
Fighting's good. It's healthy. It's how you know it's working.
You know, Jess,
it?
what Cece and I like
Yeah, it's
to
healthy
do?
to fight for
is
sure.
we like
Ladies, there's no ring on his finger, and Winston, why don't you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Hey, thanks a lot, Joe. I really want to tell you about myself. You know, I've been on the job volleyball team.
All right, there he is. That's Winston Bishop, and we'll see you again. Probably never. All right, turning now to the NBA picture, it looks like the
He is
West...
gonna.
I have a really nice day planned for us. We're gonna go apple picking.
I don't pick apples. That's not gonna happen.
Are you serious?
It literally sounds like hell.
Okay.
Are we in a fight?
We're not fighting.
This feels like a fight, Jess.
This is not a fight.
There's an app for everything.
Doesn't it?
Oh my God.
Yeah, but there isn't. We
This is a
now
terrible-
present to you
Terrible
There's
idea.
Shark Tanking.
Relapse.
the prototype.
Relapse?
Real.
Yeah,
apps.
exactly. Yeah.
Let me show it to you.
Yeah, but you have to
Let me.
leave it-
I want to.
You're going the wrong way. You're doing like that.
Oh my God, Russell, are you okay?
You know, you just taped a napkin in my hand. You know what? I'm gonna go. I need to be home right now. Is that a problem?
No. I'm fine. It's great. I have an idea for your idea book. Replace the Band-Aids.
Very fair.
All
How about not
sticky.
stab
I have an
your
app for
boyfriend?
that.
Yeah.
You're quitting your
It does.
dream job?
Well, I mean, there's good news. I'm gonna keep being your nanny. That's what I come to tell your mom.
I can't let you do that. Winston just asked me if he can smoke weed.
What? No,
Are
see,
you completely insane?
Gina, you know me, okay? I'm wearing a tie and everything.
You're never, ever gonna nanny again. I will destroy you on the nanny boards.
There was something wrong with the shakes. So I went ahead and just threw them out because there's something wrong with them. Speaking of which, I should probably go ahead and throw that one out. I know you're gonna fire me if I tell you what I did, but I love a future here, and I don't want that to be jeopardized by a moment of poor judgment. I put my beans in your shakes.
Stop.
Yeah, and I shook it around a little bit like this.
In there.
Pretty good. It's pretty funny.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do that to Kareem.
No. It's a legend.
Well, I was prepared to have a perfectly nice weekend with you, and you just give up and you come home.
Because I was bleeding from my hand. I had to go to the ER. I had to get a stitch.
I'm actually really sorry about that.
Yes. I haven't played a drinking game in 10 years. The only reason I did is because you asked me to.
That's what I was.
If I want to
You
have a
asked me
drink,
do
I
this.
don't really have to play a game while I'm doing it.
Well, if you want to get with me, you're gonna have to get with my friends, and that is a Spice Girl song.
Yes,
Yes, it is. Yep.
Tell you what, let's just go back to your loft and try again. Let's just hang out.
Oh,
You're gonna play a
now?
drinking game again.
I mean, I just got here.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and that's the view from up here.
That's the view from up here.
What? God, the show is really solid. I wonder if there are, because obviously it was nonsense, but I wonder if you can find, because like I looked when Parks and Rec was on, if you could actually, if someone had actually done a Cones of Dunshire game.
Yeah,
you
they
know?
have.
And they have, absolutely.
yeah.
So I'm wondering if someone's done like the rules for Real American or True American, whatever it was called there.
My guess is if it is a game, it's loosely based on this because it would. I couldn't tell.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, was somebody able to creatively sit down and make sense out of whatever was going on there that I couldn't follow? And that's the point, obviously.
Maybe it only makes sense if you're intoxicated.
That's true, right? Russell seemed to pick it up, but he's also a lot smarter than most people.
Russell's
Right.
awesome, dude.
Yeah, I'm glad they had their first fight. Because it was like Jess. I felt like it was a good move, not for him, but for her, because it's like, let's get past this passive aggression thing and actually have the conversation.
I did love him being like, I'm not picking that.
I mean, I get that. Oh, I mean, he was incredibly hungover.
Yeah.
More so than he probably usually gets because he was playing drinking games, which he never does. Clearly, that wasn't his world. And she's like, you know what sounds like a lot of fun while you wish you could just go back to bed? Going out apple picking. Like, I would have been like, can we please not do that?
Dude, I'm with it. I'm 20.
Yeah.
I'm not 42. But if I drink like that, I'm not doing anything the next day.
No,
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much everybody drank, but there were an awful lot of cans on
I'd
the
be
floor.
like on death's door.
Yeah, I
if
would
that was the
too.
case.
It's like
I'd be
someone just give me something greasy and let me
like,
lay
let's
in
go get
bed.
5 guys.
Yeah,
and, like,
exactly, right.
I don't know. Watch TV.
Yeah, I
drink
mean,
a pot of coffee. You know what I mean?
I am admittedly a lightweight, but that looked brutal.
Yeah, that's apple picking to the very bottom of my to-do list of the day.
And even if it was apple picking or anything else,
maybe a sauna. Let's sweat this out.
It's okay in the conversation to say, "Dear," I mean, like he was pretty rough about it because he wasn't feeling well. But to say, like, I really don't want to go do that, and he got stabbed, right? I really don't want to go do that. Can we please do something else?
I do understand her trying to shut it down early, like, hey, you gotta get up in the morning. But I think at that point, it didn't matter.
Right.
At that point, he'd
already. His inhibitions were gone enough. He'd already drank enough. She wanted him to get it to be good with her friends, and it worked. And the problem was, it worked too well because he was like, "I'll just talk to these guys, but instead of going to bed, whatever they want to talk about."
I don't know what it is about TV shows and like these older, successful businessmen that can hang with anybody, like Don Draper.
Right.
Russell's that guy.
Yeah, he is.
Like they can just hang out, party, and adapt to anybody. And I like that, even though he does live in this giant mansion. It looked like a really fun hangout.
Right. Well, and you've gotten the sense from him, and he said it in the first episode when he's talking to Nick, and we got the sense here again with the log splitting and everything, that he didn't come from money. No. That like he did whatever and got lucky and worked hard.
He said when he was 30, he had a long ponytail.
Right. Yeah. He got success, became a successful businessman.
Yeah.
However you want to, that happens. And so I mean, he has humble beginnings, which. I think does add character to a person. Not to insult people who have rich parents or anything like that, but I think Don Draper is a good comparison. I think as broken and horrible as he can be, there's a lot of things that really work about him because he has those humble beginnings to where he's not the same kind of aloof monster that Roger is per se. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I love Rogers. That I don't mean aloof monster, but let's face it, he's got some racism and some unearned privilege going on. Yeah.
Big time.
Sorry, we're talking about a different show, but that's got the kind of idea of why Russell I think works.
Nice guy.
He absolutely right, and that's why it's well written, right? He absolutely could not be in a relationship with somebody like Jess and hang out with these guys like these guys if we didn't have that backstory on him that says
he wasn't grounded. I
came from the position where I'm a little bit more grounded than say if my dad gave me a small loan of $1 million, to start after college.
That's one of the greatest unintentionally funny things I've ever heard in my life. It wasn't handed to me. It's a small loan.
Yeah, my dad just gave me a small loan of $1 million. That was used in Jamie Lee Curtis uses that in Knives Out too.
She does use that.
When she's talking about how she's self-made, all these, they're all rich, but they're all talking about they're self-made, but they're all really relying on their dad. And she's like, I built everything I have myself. I just took a small loan of $1 million from my dad. I'm like, oh, I know whose shot that was at right there.
Ryan Johnson's not subtle about it. Even the second Knives Out movie,
right, for sure. But no, I really like where New Girl's going. It didn't take them long to. I mean, it's been funny since day one.
Mm-hmm.
The conceit's been solid. The setup's been solid. But I think they spent the first 15 episodes establishing the world, and now we can kind of go anywhere with it, and I love that.
The thing about the show is even the least funny episode, which I would say is in contention for being the best episode, was the episode where Nick thought he might be sick.
Yeah, that was definitely not as funny as theirs because there was actually really serious undertones.
But it was still so genuine. It was so nice.
We learned more about Nick. Is his most vulnerable. It's all of their most vulnerable episode,
and that's why I think this show works over Happy Endings. We did Happy Endings very briefly,
and I like it. The reason we stopped wasn't we didn't like it. We just didn't have the viewership for it,
and now we see why. You guys like New Girl more. I'm assuming it's the fact that you guys are watching this with us, But yeah, I just think this show is probably better rounded. You know what I mean? It's very well rounded.
There's a lot more layers to it for sure.
Yeah,
and these characters are just so great. Yeah,
work better.
Yeah, I agree. Happy Endings was pretty fast paced on their jokes too, and I like Happy Ending.
I wonder if Damian Wayans is kind of kicking himself.
Right? Yeah, I mean, really, because he has to be, right? Because I think ultimately had to pick the two shows, and he assumed Happy Endings was going to be bigger than New Girl, and obviously it wasn't. Happy Endings, 3 seasons, I think. And this went on for 7.
Happy Endings is still a good show.
It is. No, we're not knocking it all. We just are.
It's the Coke Pepsi challenge,
right? In comparing to this, there are definitely some distinctions. Right,
they're very similar.
Sure, but there are definitely some distinctions between them, and I just like the fact that we have characters here who are just so not only complicated and childish. They're relatable, but there's so many different directions you can go with them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Happy Endings, it's like a friend setup to where the relationships are established.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's we have a married couple, we have the one gay guy who can't seem to find a relationship. We have the estranged couple, and that's kind of who's there. But with this, it's you have 4 single people who have no idea how to be an adult, let alone who they are. So there's so many different directions you can go with it. I just think there's more room to explore with it.
You know what I just realized? The apartment in Happy Endings is almost identical to the apartment in New Girl.
The one that Max has, the big open space one. Yeah, it's very similar.
Same thing.
You're right. Yeah, it really is.
Heck? I know I'm just now realizing that, but anyways, this show is fantastic. Thank you so much for being here for Binge Week, guys.
Yeah.
We appreciate your viewership. And we said it last week with Maisel. I hate that we ended where we did because I just want to
keep watching it.
That's the thing with Binge Weeks, man.
Yeah.
Take a little, we want more.
Absolutely. We'll catch you in the next one, guys.
See ya.